Within the Inquisition, there have always been a core set of Inquisitors that believe that it is the duty of humanity to bring back the Emperor of Mankind to his full strength. In a sense, it is the Inquisition's role to revivify or resurrect the Emperor of Mankind so that he could step off his golden throne and lead humanity once more like he did in the Great Crusade. This is an old concept that has caused tension and infighting since the inception of the Inquisition, with the first schism arguing that humanity is too weak to even consider that their actions would affect such a powerful being like the Emperor, and that humans should simply wait for the Emperor to choose his return. But even faced with this opposition from Inquisitors and High Lords, there are countless Inquisitors who strive to bring back the Emperor of Mankind in one form or another. They are known as resurrectionists, and dozens of cults and sects have formed around these ideals. Not all of them match up, and at times some resurrectionist cults fight others, but each shares a common goal: the resurrection of the Emperor. And with that said, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gershwan, and today we're going to be talking about a specific sect that is trying to resurrect the Emperor of Mankind in the current millennia of 40K. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you guys have any suggestions for topics that you guys would like us to talk about, please let me know what they are in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. It's just $1 a month. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Cassafillian Resurrectionist Cult. The Cassafillian Resurrectionist cult points to the miracles enacted by Saint Cassaphili as an example of how they can resurrect the Emperor of Mankind. Cassaphili was a simple missionary with the Missionarius Galaxia in the early 41st millennium. Their job was to spread the teachings of the ecclesiarchy to the worlds in the southern reaches of the Segmentum Pacificus. It was on the world of Alena III that he discovered minions of the dark gods at the heart of several of the feral societies of the world. With few resources at hand, Cassaphili did what he could to counter this endemic threat, and laid the foundation for a full ecclesiarchy task force to continue his work later on. However, as he moved from settlement to settlement, preaching the word of the God Emperor, his foes began to take notice. Unable to bear such a threat to their power, the council of priests that ruled over the world moved against him and had him captured and tortured to recant on this belief that was new to the world. The chronicles of Cassaphili tell of his arduous ordeal at the hands of these twisted priests, to the point at which he died from his wounds. Here the tale of Saint Cassaphili would have ended, unknown and unrecorded, just like any other pious missionary whose life had ended in the pursuit of his calling. Though Cassaphili died at the hands of his tormentors, something remarkable happened. 5 solar days after his death, the body of the missionary was to be burned upon a sacrificial pyre to the dark gods. As the flames took hold of the tattered wood, Cassaphili rose himself up and jumped from the fire. Miraculously brought back from the dead, Cassaphili confronted his tormentors and gathered the crowd. The story of Saint Cassaphili's return spread quickly throughout the planet, and he led the people of Alena III against the priesthood. Such an occurrence would naturally attract the attention of resurrectionist inquisitors. The faction that has dedicated themselves to the study of Cassaphilis' story focuses on one particular aspect of the saint's tale. In his later works, Cassaphili writes of his experience over the 5 solar days between death and resurrection. During this period, the saint tells of a bodiless, floating sensation in a gulf of sound and color. He writes of a clamor of voices, some whispering and others bellowing, swirling around him. He speaks of a great light that suffused everything, which he believed to be the Emperor of Mankind. And they also point to the fact that Cassaphilis' soul returned to his body, validating the basic belief that psychic energy of an individual can pass from real space to the warp and then back into real space. But the most important part of the Cassaphilian resurrectionist ideology is the writings that tell of a place within the warp where souls reside. An account that validates the belief that the Emperor of Mankind is truly manifesting in the warp, and not only strengthening through his worship, but forming an army of the light. Knowing that demonic entities can breach the barriers between warp and real space, the Cassaphilians dedicate their study to the transition of a human soul to this universe. They are profound experts of demonology with regards to ritual summoning, as opposed to the accidental or malicious possession of a demon. And rather than the general and rather isolated studies of other resurrectionist factions, the Cassaphilians openly embrace new ideas of their theories, and work closely with inquisitors of different learnings, gleaning what they can from the experiences of others. Where the Cassaphilians differ, and where other inquisitors point out flaws, is in their obsession with the realm that the soul goes to when it dies. Casophilians take reports of any afterlife very seriously. They will journey to planets where the population is dying, such as a world plagued by illness, and study any and all accounts of temporary death, always questioning the victims of their experience when their soul was given over to the Emperor. With this knowledge, they seek to devise a way to bring back the soul of a deceased man or woman, and if this proves successful, it will be a major step towards creating a means where the Emperor's soul can be brought back and placed into a suitable mortal form. And those were 40 facts on the Casophilian Resurrectionist cult. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it warms your heart on this Christmas day that you know that there is a cult out there that is trying to resurrect the Emperor of Mankind. Well, actually, multiple cults, because the resurrectionists within the Inquisition are many. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about another sect, it's called the Thorian or the Horatian sect. We have a 40 facts video on it. I'll link it up above, and then we're going to continue to talk more about resurrecting the Emperor, because there are actually a lot of theories that go out there, or not even theories, but just there's a lot of methods that the Inquisition and other groups have tried to use in order to resurrect the Emperor. Another one too is the Star Child theory. Check that out. We have a 40 facts video on it. I'll link it up above. But the cool thing about the Casophilians, and the thing that you can kind of tell from the lore, is that these guys are really just trying to prolong their life. Because if you can just continue to resurrect, you can live forever, essentially. And then if you figure out how to take the soul and put it into another body, which is what they say they want to do with the Emperor of Mankind, then in that situation you don't do it to the Emperor of Mankind, you do it to yourself. So you are rebirthing yourself over and over and over again. But they also understand that Casophiles himself was resurrected into his own body, so you need an empty shell, because you're not just pushing another soul out, like is what's common with the bound demons, or like the possessed demons. So if they are trying to resurrect themselves, or they're trying to resurrect the Emperor like they supposedly say they are, they do need to either use their own bodies, or if they want to have a rejuvenated body, they like, let's say if it is the Emperor, then they would have to find a psyker baby, kill the baby, and then put the Emperor's body or soul into it. Same thing with themselves. They must first kill the person and then possess that life form, or possess that body. Like I said, I'm going to be talking more about this subject in future videos. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate, I hope you guys are doing well with everything going on. And just thanks for listening, guys, not just to this video, but to every video that we've created so far. It is because of your guys' support that we can continue to talk about 40K, and we can invest this much time on these videos. We really appreciate you guys. Expect more awesome content in the future, especially hobby videos, because I really want to start putting more effort into those. And again, thank you guys so much for everything, and Merry Christmas. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.